Shri Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki
Jai.
Jagannath Swami ki
Jai.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 So, the Rath Yatra festival actually originates not in Jagannath Puri, but it originates in Kurukshetra. The very first Rath Yatra took place there. And Srila Prabhupada told us how Kurukshetra, of course, is famous for the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna speaking Gita there, but it's also famous for the Rath Yatra. So it happened that there was a solar eclipse coming, and at that time, in order to counteract the inauspiciousness of the eclipse, Lord Krishna came from Dwarka, along with his family and with a number of sages. They all came to Kurukshetra. And Lord Krishna had also written to Vrindavan and invited the gopis that they should come and meet him, because he had not seen them for a long time. Lord Krishna, of course, when he was a young boy, practically still a young boy, 11, 12 years old, Akrura had come and taken him to Mathura. And then, after staying in Mathura for some time, he had relocated to Dwarka. And he had married many wives. So the gopis were always anxious for Lord Krishna's association. And they came there to Kurukshetra and they met Lord Krishna there. However, it was a bit of a disappointment for them, because it was a different mood from what they were used to. The gopis were used to Vrindavan. And in Vrindavan, there's the Yamuna River, and there's the Govardhan Hill, and there's peacocks. It's a village atmosphere. But Kurukshetra, at least 5,000 years ago, it was a very busy place. There were many chariots moving back and forward. And there were elephants also parading around. So it was a very different mood. And then when the gopis saw Krishna, it was a disappointment for them that this is not the same Krishna we know. We remember, maybe you have experienced yourselves, maybe when you go back to India and say, oh, you're so different, So anyway, Lord Krishna had changed. He'd been in Dwarka. He was a prince in Dwarka. And in Vrindavan, he was a cowherd boy. The cowherd boys, they carry the flute. And Lord Krishna was fond of wearing a peacock feather in his hair. But those things were gone when he went to Dwarka. So Lord Krishna, the gopis rather, seeing Lord Krishna in this manner, they were not satisfied. And they thought, we have to bring you back to Vrindavan. So the whole Rath Yatra festival is the mood of bringing Krishna to Vrindavan. And for thousands of years now, the Rath Yatra festival has been celebrated. 500 years ago, of course, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was there, and he was taking part in the festival regularly. And he would organize it also. He would organize the kirtan parties around the chariot. And in each kirtan party, there were, just like tonight, wonderful kirtan was, expert madanga player, expert singing and kartal players. Everything was very, very well orchestrated. So Lord Chaitanya would organize the Rath Yatra festival also. He would organize it because the people would come from, not only from Orissa, they would come all the way from Navadvip, from Bengal, and they'd come there, and the different villages each had their own kirtan parties. And Lord Chaitanya would take part in the festival. And just as Lord Krishna would dance Rasa Lila, and when he would perform Rasa Lila, he would dance with each of the gopis. Each gopi was thinking, Lord Krishna's dancing with me. So similarly, when they had the Rath Yatra festival, the different kirtan parties were performing kirtan, and Lord Chaitanya, by his divine mystical power, he manifested himself in each of the kirtan parties. And each of the kirtan parties was thinking, Lord Chaitanya is in our kirtan. He's dancing in our group. And of course they would perform the Rath Yatra, pulling the chariot from the main temple at Jagannath Puri, which is not different from Dwarka, and they pull the chariot to Gundicha, which is like Vrindavan, Lord Krishna's home. And the Rath Yatra festival has, there's a festival which takes place called Hera Panchami. It takes place on the 5th day after Lord Jagannath has come out of the temple and gone to Gundicha, because Lord Jagannath had taken permission from his wife, the goddess of fortune, that he would go to his home to visit his family there in Vrindavan. So the goddess of fortune agreed, but said, come back, don't be too long. However, after 5 days, she became impatient that what is going on, and she came there with her servants, and they went to Gundicha. And every year they celebrate, they reenact this pastime, goddess of fortune coming and arresting the servants of Lord Jagannath. What's going on? Why you're not coming home? Like this. So Rath Yatra is a very important festival for us in the ISKCON society. Of course, it was a very dear festival to Srila Prabhupada. And one of the aims of the Krishna Conscious Society is to hold these different festivals throughout the year. So celebrating Rath Yatra is an important event. Srila Prabhupada would like to personally come and attend the Rath Yatra. And on some occasions he would also dance in the Rath Yatra. Despite his elderly age, he liked to also dance in the kirtan. Sometimes he would sit on the chariot, but sometimes he would walk. He'd say, no, I'm going to walk. And when he would take part in the procession, he would also dance and inspire the devotees to chant more. I remember one Rath Yatra which we put on in London. It was very grand. And Srila Prabhupada was impressed that, wow, you've done very well this year. The chariot was so huge and the prasadam was abundant and it was very elaborately, the chariots were well decorated, so many flowers. So Srila Prabhupada was very pleased. But he was also surprised because he knew, the Krishna consciousness movement in those days, we didn't have a lot of funds. We were practically living from day to day. The temple was always struggling to pay the rent and so on. And Srila Prabhupada was aware of the difficulties. And Srila Prabhupada said to the devotees, he said, how did you do it? You never usually have any funds. Actually, one time, they had arranged to bring Prabhupada from the airport in London in a helicopter. So the next year, Prabhupada came again, and he said, oh, last year you brought me in a helicopter. Why is it this year we're in a car? They said, Srila Prabhupada, we're still paying for the helicopter. Helicopters are not cheap. Anyway, Srila Prabhupada appreciated our difficulties, and he was impressed that we managed somehow to make such an elaborate festival. And he said, how did you do it? So they told him how one young devotee, brahmachari at the time, they put him in charge of the Rath Yatra, but they told him there's no money. Don't ask the temple for any money, there's no money. But somehow Krishna arranged that this devotee got an inheritance. Just before the Rath Yatra festival was taking place, he received an inheritance from one of the family who passed away and left a sum of money which he had inherited. So he used all that money for the Rath Yatra. And when they told Srila Prabhupada this, Srila Prabhupada remarked, he said, money well spent. He didn't say, oh, they should have given it to me for my book fund, or they should have given it to the town. He said, money well spent. He appreciated that it was being used in a nice manner. So Prabhupada liked very much that we make nice festivals for the honor of Lord Krishna and the different occasions. Our whole Krishna conscious program is to glorify Lord Krishna, to worship Krishna. How to worship Krishna? Well, we offer fruits and flowers, we offer tasty foodstuffs, and also kirtan, having nice kirtan of chanting of the holy name, and bringing together people from everywhere, inviting everyone to come and take part. Everyone likes festivals. So Rath Yatra is the original street festival. Of course, we're not having it in a street this evening, you know. In this part of the world, our Rath Yatras are more enclosed. In some other places, sometimes we have Rath Yatra in the football park, you know, the football stadium. But everywhere, according to the time and circumstances, we make an attempt to glorify the Lord of the universe. That is our real business, as devotees, coming together, chanting the holy name, distributing prasada, and discussing topics of Krishna. People come and see the Rath Yatra, they see Lord Jagannath on the chariot. It is said, everyone who comes to Rath Yatra and sees the Lord on his chariot, they are liberated. So, Prabhupada was asked about this also. The devotee said, Prabhupada, is it true? Is everyone liberated? And Srila Prabhupada said, yes. He said, you have a chance. Now stay liberated. Don't go back to the material life. Remain on the transcendental platform. That's important for us, to keep our Krishna consciousness. These festivals are a wonderful boost for us to elevate our Krishna consciousness from the mundane, to bring us to the higher platform. We want to stay up there. We want to remain on the transcendental platform. And certainly we can do it by remembering the holy name, by remembering the pastimes of Lord Jagannath. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, it describes how there was a discussion between two of Lord Chaitanya's devotees. Swarup Damodar, who was the secretary of Lord Chaitanya, and Srivas Pandit. You know Srivas Pandit from the Panchatattva? Srivas Pandit is an expansion of Narada Muni. Now Narada Muni is a Vaikuntha Vasi. So they were having a discussion together. When that Hera Panchami event took place, then Srivas Pandit was impressed. He said, "Oh, just look at the opulence of the goddess of fortune. She's so opulent, she's so powerful. She's got all the servants of Jagannath under her." But Swarup Damodar said, "Oh, you don't know the opulence of Vrindavan. You think the goddess of fortune is opulent? Don't you know in Vrindavan, all of the cows are Kamadhenu cows. All of the trees are Kalpavriksha trees. And all of the dust of Vrindavan is Chintamani. But the people of Vrindavan are so much in love with Krishna, they do not desire anything other than from the cows, they desire milk to offer to Lord Krishna, and from the trees, they desire only fruits and flowers to offer to Lord Krishna. They don't desire anything for their own sense gratification. Although all of the dust and all of the cows and all of the trees are so transcendently empowered that they can fulfill all of our desires, the people of Vrindavan have no material desire. They simply desire for the service of Lord Krishna. So this is the mood which we should have in Krishna consciousness. We should simply want to serve Krishna, to please Krishna. Srila Prabhupada was in New York, but he would say, "I am not in New York, I'm in Vrindavan, because I'm always thinking of Krishna." So in the same way, this Yatra festival is an opportunity to bring us to Vrindavan, to enrich our remembrance of Lord Krishna. We want to stay there in Vrindavan. At least mentally, we want to be there in Vrindavan. They say Vrindavan, land of no return. Right? You go to Vrindavan, you don't want to leave there. That is the holy Dham, to be there with Lord Krishna and all of his devotees. So we are reenacting the Vrindavan pastimes here this evening by this Yatra festival. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you
Krishna.
very much.
Thank you so much, Maharaj. His Holiness Bhakti Vigna Vinashana Narasimha Maharaj ki
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Maharaj, a couple of questions. If you have any questions, you can ask Maharaj. Maharaj can take a couple of questions. It can be any subject, spiritual, Maharaj can answer. Yes. Yeah, you can come.
I can speak. Thank
Yeah.
you, Maharaj. It was very interesting session that you enlightened us with the knowledge. Today we learned something. It is great. So one question what I have is that why Mayapur become Ishkam Sahib? What is the reason behind that? There are many holy places, including Kurukshetra or Vrindavan, but then why it was decided to set up this largest temple in Mayapur?
Yes. Srila Prabhupada used to say that Vrindavan was his home and Mumbai was his office and Vrindavan was, Mayapur was his place of worship. And he made, in the very beginning of our society, he made Mayapur the headquarters of the ISKCON society. That was and every year he organized at the Gaur Purnima time that the members, the managing council, that they should come together there in Mayapur and meet and discuss how to facilitate the propaganda of Krishna consciousness on a bigger scale. So Srila Prabhupada certainly wanted Mayapur to be headquarters. Actually, Jayapataka Swami told us that at one point Prabhupada also thought about Shantipur, and he was going to Shantipur. He liked Shantipur, but somehow he couldn't get the land there. And so then it happened that they got that land in Mayapur. And Prabhupada's godbrothers, they're all there in Mayapur, and his Guru Maharaj, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, his main office was there in Mayapur, and Bhaktivinoda Thakur's house is just across from Mayapur at Swarupganj. So it's certainly like a Mecca, it's like, the central place for Krishna consciousness movement. The Gaudiya Math's headquarters are there. For the Gaudiya Vaishnavism, it's the central place. In Vrindavan, there's so many panjas and other groups, everything is there. It's a bit more dangerous. Jagannath Puri, things are a bit also difficult there. But Prabhupada wanted Mayapur, he liked Mayapur. And he encouraged the devotees, come to Mayapur, visit the holy Dham. Okay?
Was it also because Maharaj, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was born in Mayapur?
Yes, right. Mataji said, the birthplace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is there in Mayapur, the Yoga Peak that was discovered, located by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And then Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati came and also developed there. But the birthplace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the whole Navadvip Dham, there's many places of the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. If you go around the area, there's many different ancient deities. Like in Champahati, there's a place called Champahati, you can see the deities of Gaur Gadadhar are there. They were worshipped by one of the brothers of Srivas Pandit. He resided there. Gaur Gadadhar, the deities are more than 500 years old. And then in Belpakor, the deity of Nilambar Chakravarti. Nilambar Chakravarti was the father of Sachimata, and the deity which was in their family for more than 700 years is there at Belpakor. So like that, there's a number of different deities around the area. They're all in that Navadvip, lotus. So our temple is not quite in the center of the lotus, but Prabhupada said our temple is the Karmastan. There's a Janmastan, which is the birthplace of Lord Chaitanya, and Prabhupada said our temple at Mayapur, which is about 20 minutes walk from the birthplace of Lord Chaitanya, that is the Karmastan, the place of the work of Lord Chaitanya. It's the base for the preachers to go out around the world and spread Krishna consciousness. Okay?
Thank you, Maharaj. We are going to have again short kirtan while we prepare Jagannath ready for pulling. Short.